At some point in life, we all face rejection, but imagine being told no over 1,500 times. Imagine chasing your dream for years while living in poverty, sleeping in bus stations, and watching the world move on without you. For Sylvester Stallone, this wasn't just a nightmare, it was his reality. And yet, he didn't give up, because one film, one script, would alter his life permanently. That film was Rocky. Sylvester Stallone was raised in a gritty setting in New York. Life presented challenges to him from the very beginning. There was a complication during his birth that inadvertently cut a nerve, partially paralyzing his face. That is why Stallone has his stereotypical slurred talk and crooked smile. At a young age, he was bullied relentlessly. He lacked the looks, the voice, and the connections, but he possessed something more powerful, an intense passion to become an actor. Once he completed school, Stallone relocated to New York City to pursue that dream. But the city wasn't as friendly as he had hoped. He tried out for all the acting jobs he could get. Big parts, small parts, commercials, they didn't matter. But he got turned down repeatedly. Casting directors said his face wasn't sellable. His voice was too unusual. Some even said he'd never be successful in Hollywood, but he refused to give up. Stallone was in dire poverty at times. He could hardly eat. He slept in bus stations, sold his wife's jewelry, and took on any odd work he could get. He even sold his favorite dog, his best buddy, for only $40 out front of a liquor store because he couldn't afford to feed him. He said it was the worst time of his life. But even so, he never lost hope of narrating a tale that would motivate millions. One evening, Stallone was observing a boxing bout between Muhammad Ali and Chuck Wepner. Wepner was a huge underdog who was supposed to lose horribly. But he didn't quit. He fought on. He even knocked out Ali once. That fight sparked a fire in Stallone's brain. He returned home and within 3 days wrote a script for a movie titled Rocky. He felt this was his time. He began taking the script around to all producers and studios he could locate. And this is where the tale gets dramatic. He was turned down more than 1,500 times. Repeatedly, doors closed in his face. But at last, one studio adored the tale. They gave him $125,000 for the script. An enormous sum, particularly for someone on his last dollar. But there was one condition. They did not want Stallone to be in it. They wanted a well-known actor for the title role. Stallone declined, he said. "If I sell this story, I am going to be in it." They offered him $250,000. He again declined, then $350,000. Can you imagine that, being penniless, having sold your own dog in order to survive and turning down life, altering cash because you have faith in yourself? The producers eventually consented, but only offered him $35,000 for the script and a very low fee to star in the film. Stallone agreed because money was not what this was about. It was about his dream with. That $35,000 Stallone first did was return to that liquor store and locate the man who purchased his dog. He waited for 3 days there until he next saw him. He tried to purchase the dog back. The man declined. Stallone negotiated until he purchased his dog back for $15,000 and gave the man a role in Rocky. That dog wound up being included in the movie as Rocky's pet. Rocky was made on a modest budget. Much of it was shot guerrilla style. And without permits, Stallone gave his all to the character he trained. He wrote, he acted, he devoted his heart and soul. And when Rocky was released in 1976, the world fell in love. The movie turned out to be a huge success. It was shortlisted for 10 Academy Awards and won 3, including Best Picture. Stallone, who used to be an unknown penniless actor, became a worldwide celebrity overnight. And all this was possible because he had faith in himself when nobody else did. Consider this. 1,500 rejections, poverty. Selling his dog, rejecting hundreds of thousands of dollars, and yet he never gave up. Think of how many times Stallone would have quit on the 1,500th rejection. The world would have never seen Rocky Balboa, one of the greatest underdog characters of all time. He is a living testament that it is not how many times you fell, but how many times you rise up. The next time you want to give up on your dream, keep Stallone in mind. Keep in mind that the line between failure and success may very well be one additional attempt. One more door, one more yes. He once stated, "I was searching for myself. No one was going to give me a chance. I had to make my own." And that is exactly what he did.